All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please like, share, and comment.
This case is before a court of competent jurisdiction, and I'm not sure it's a very good thing for me to come out openly to start canvassing my opinion without knowing the opinion of the judge. And on the point of the presidency.
From an interview granted to one of our leaders in the southeast, Orji Uzor Kalu, where he actually spoke about NNAMDI Kanu's issue. Even though he said not try hitting on the open because na the open canon court, but he said some few things here relating to NNAMDI Kanu that I want you to actually listen to. The most interesting part of the interview, baby, the guy who is actually interviewing him actually reminded him of an interview or grant years ago, about 13-12 years ago. Ebe Yamabu Orji Uzor Kalu about the marginalization on the Igbos. I mean, comparing to what he said in this interview, you would not want to miss it. So, no chance again, I'm guarantee you know this particular video about NNAMDI Kanu and the marginalization and the injustice. He even made some points on what happened to Igbo traders in Lagos.
Angle to it, and it does have a political angle to it. How best do you think? You're a very good friend to the president. You're a son of Abia State, and you are in the center of all of this. What are you asking for?
Well, thank you, Sean. You know, this case is before a court of competent jurisdiction, and I'm not sure it's a very good thing for me to come out openly to start canvassing my opinion without knowing the opinion of the judge. And on the point of the presidency, I think the president is also watching the judiciary axis. Remember, all of us are doing backdoor diplomacy as much as we can because of the respect, utmost respect I have for the judiciary. I cannot make Justice Omotosho look like a fool by discussing his case before a television station. And the president knows we have been talking to him on how best to resolve this issue. And I'm sure very soon the president will find how best it will be resolved. It's before a court of competent jurisdiction.
Is this matter a top priority on the table of President Tinubu?
I cannot say because I'm not present.
But you spoke to him about it.
I've discussed this with him many times, and
what was his reaction?
I cannot tell you what I discussed with the president.
I mean, it's not possible. You're telling the people.
No,
people in Abia State.
No. I cannot tell them what I discussed with the president. It's a privilege for me to have spoken to the president. So,
but what would you like? I mean, and I'm not asking you to discuss.
What I like is for them to solve the problem amicably.
Politically, rather.
Yes, after the judiciary pronouncement, because it's before a court. The Attorney General is there. Anybody can approach the right process of discontinuing a case can be done by the Attorney General of Federation and not by people shouting either in the television or in their houses. We should respect Justice Omotosho. And this is what I've always told Nigerians. We must respect the decision of our courts.
So your own prayer would be that NNAMDI Kanu should be allowed to go home so that you think that this will allow for permanent peace in the southeast? It
will bring everybody equally. My decision is I cannot decide for the court now, but I have spoken to the president my opinion, and the president have my opinion, and some of the legal people have my opinion, and I cannot say my opinion before you because this case is before Justice Omotosho.
And I'm not asking you to discuss what is before justice. I'm just saying what your opinion cannot
No, it's only Nigeria.
You're not discussing whether NNAMDI Kanu is a terrorist or
not. No. It doesn't make any meaning. Whatever it is, there is a need to come together and work out something between the federal government and that family. So I still believe that is possible.
Look at what happened with Simon Ekpa and in the Finnish court, and what we are seeing in the southeast. Before Simon Ekpa was being arrested, and the federal government in Nigeria, and I had spoken with the CDS at the time, and in fact I asked him the question at the town hall when he told me about what their plans, the prayer to the Finnish government about the activities of Simon Ekpa all the way in Finland and how it's affecting the southeast region of the country. sit at home, and it does look like there seems to be some calm in the Southeast region. What do you make of the Simon Ekpa situation and how it has been handled so far?
No, I cannot discuss such things.
Why not?
Now? Because I have told you, I've discussed this matter with authorities, high authorities in Nigeria.
That was NNAMDI Kanu's matter.
Whether Ekpa's son, I've also discussed with the authorities in Nigeria.
You seem to be a bit politically. You are trying to be political. Is it because this is going to affect you politically?
No. Listen to me. You know my position about national issues. Because this case is before Justice Omotosho.
Simon Ekpa's case is not before.
No, all of them are the same. They are before
it's not. The case of Simon Ekpa is not before Nigerian court. And I'm asking that since that case has been handled by the court in Finland, there seems to be a relative.
Oh, was that your question?
That was my question about Simon Ekpa and the fact that
since Simon Ekpa is not there, there have been relatively peace in the Southeast. I'm not sure that is in the Kanu's group that are pushing for these problems. But if there is a way that we can sum up all political something and come together and agree on something, and where I have mentioned option A, B, C, D to the authorities, and if the authorities agree with what I profile, there will be peace very soon if they agree. With respect to Justice Omotosho's court.
You are one that has told me, and I remember this was several years ago, it's about 14 years ago now, or 13 years ago, I interviewed you in your Victoria Island house in Lagos when you told me that the Igbos are marginalized, and you've said it recently to me also that the Igbos are marginalized. Look at what is happening in Lagos, for example. There are some senators who went to the trade fair complex and who said, like, whatever has happened there is some kind of marginalization. How do you see this?
Yes, you can say that. You have not heard, I'm sure that people have not used, when President Tinubu was Governor Tinubu, I was Governor Orji Kalu in Abia. We had a long run that we were able to settle those matters. There were houses built on canals. I went to Aspanda, I went to Alaba Market, I went to Oshodi Market. On many occasions with Governor Tinubu then now President Tinubu. We inspected all those things. And we were able to call town planners and how to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. And I'm sure Governor Showolu cannot wake up and want to suffer the Igbos. But if that is what they are doing, it is not the rightful thing to do. They could have come to a middle cross road. You are breaking the law, and this is the penalty of breaking the law, and this is what you will do. If, when President Tinubu was Governor Tinubu, we sorted those things out, myself and him. And we were able to have a common ground.
The position of the Lagos State government here is that they've given notices, and there is also this issue about the federal government and the state government, who has the control over land and its usage, and who owns the property, where the federal government's own property resides in a particular state, who has the upper hand, who is in control, who is in charge, whether or not those inhabitants or those who own those structures have legitimately gotten the right of occupancy or the right to erect those properties from the Lagos State government. There are a lot of questions.
No, usually it's strong. When the land is by water, you set back. Some are owned by federal government, some are owned by the state government. I cannot see. I'm still going to go to Lagos. I'll make effort to reach to Governor Showolu and his authorities. I'm going to see those things by myself, because if government has said they are set aside and you contravene it, and notices have been given to you, both parties, I'm just saying, because of the economic, Lagos State government might be right, because of economic problems, they could have resented by not going to pull down the buildings and find a better solution. I'm not saying when you do what you're not supposed to do, you are wrong. But
it could be that some of your brothers there were wrong.
They might be wrong. Why not? Because if I gave a setback and you did not follow the setback, the house will be pulled down.
When you told me, and you've said this a few times, that Igbos are marginalized, in the scheme of things, now you belong, at that time, you don't belong to the ruling party. And there is a clamor for
I've never been in the ruling party.
at the time when
I was two-time governor of.
I'm saying that when we had that interview, you were out of. You were not the governor.
I was not a governor. I was not a senator.
Yeah. So, and you said that it was a time for Igbo presidency at the time. Do you think it's still time for Igbo presidency in 2027?
Well, I'm in a party where we have made the decision to feed President Tinubu for the second time. Even if I feel that it's for Igbo presidency, those thoughts are no longer visible because I'm caged up in a party where I have signed to nominate President Tinubu, so it's no longer visible. I don't think it is visible, but the party I belong to have chosen a presidential candidate.
And which is President Tinubu?
Which is President Tinubu.
But in the scheme of things, does it still leave a sour taste in the mouth of the people of your region?
No, let me tell you, we really need presidency, but if a president can be fair to all Nigerians, and be fair to all zones, and be fair and bring justice and equity, nobody should be thinking about where the president comes from. What Nigerian people is asking for.
Is President Tinubu fair to your people?
Well, I'm not in position to say now. All I know, we are giving them whatever constitutional to say. When you are in position of authority, there are a lot of hits from everywhere. So President Tinubu is trying to address these issues.
But you don't think that Igbos have been fairly treated just yet?
No,
there's still a lot to be done.
Since after the Civil War, Igbos have not been fairly treated. I've told you this many times. I don't hide in saying it. Igbos have not been fairly treated in all over Nigeria. And I want Nigerians to know that they need to reabsorb the Igbos and play on the rules with the Igbos, the way it's supposed to play, so that everybody will be equal, that the country will develop. As long as you want to clamp down the Igbos, the country will find it difficult to do.
How do you think
we have a lot?
How do you think that the Igbos are being clamped down? Igbos, commerce-wise, upper hand; trade-wise, upper hand; economy-wise, upper hand. Igbos are literally in every nook and cranny of this country. Go to in the interior. You've lived in the northern region of the country. Go to the interior of Bauchi, the interior of Maiduguri, the interior of Sokoto, the interior of Katsina, Taraba. The Igbos are there. Anywhere you cannot find an Igbo man, be worried.
Nobody will live there. I agree with you. But you see,
so how then is an Igbo man?
The sagacity of saying, "Oh, these Igbos," the comments discourage people. My children came back here, and when they went out to go around, they said, "Oh, the way they talk about Igbo people in this country." I said, "Well, that is what it is. Igbos have not committed offense. I have not committed offense. I didn't know how the Civil War started. I didn't know how it ended. And we should forget about that. Look at small Rwanda, with all the hatred in that country. You can see the progress they have made. We should be able to leave this tribalistic something, leave religion, leave ethnic, leave the language I speak. For
almost 50 years now.
After almost 50
you think that the Igbos are not forgiven or they are not
No, they have not been forgiven.
How do you think we can correct this?
It's by being fair to everybody. But like you have tried to drag me to talk about the court of Justice Omotosho. I told you no, because it's not fair to talk about that court. I'm following the law.
What would be fair to be done to the Igbos that will make the Igbos think that they are
just rehabilitate them and put them as a part of the country?
How?
Which President Tinubu is trying to do now. Bring them back.
He's trying to do, but he has not done it.
No, he's doing it. I mean, our roads are improving, our everything are improving on the way, unlike the way they were left before. Before, nobody talks about the express road. Look at it. Done the Port Harcourt express road going to Port Harcourt, doing the Enugu Lokpanta express road. Is doing a lot of roads in our area, a lot, and a lot of investment that President Tinubu is doing, particularly in my state. Do
you think that this issue that you are saying, this marginalization or not being unfair, do you think a lack of trust? Do you think it's one of the reasons why an Igbo man has not been Nigerian president since 1999?
I might think so. Not only 1999, because you see, the country have grown so large that it will be difficult to break the country. People have intermarried, people have done investment, people have done all kinds of things. When you watch me, Sean, I will use Enyimba Football Club to always give you an example. When I was governor, the Enyimba Football Club was there. We never pattern on anything that is not the best. You see, the left foot back, Sean, Mohammed, Okafor, Ekpenyong, everybody. I use the best 11 to achieve what Nigeria wanted to do. And that is my belief. That is what is in my head. And I believe that every Nigerian have a role to play. And Igbo should not be demonized. Oh, Igbo, this, all kinds of names. My children were so upset the day when they went to Wusa Market. And we cannot...
You think that Igbos are seen as second-class citizens in this country?
Well, whether they are or not, I don't feel so. It's not written on me.
And that's why your ambition of wanting to be president, you still have that ambition.
I still have the ambition. I'm competent to be president of Nigeria. Are you very competent?
But it's not in 2027.
No, it's not. I'm supporting President Tinubu. So
imagine if a Southerner becomes president in 2027, that's after 4 years, and I'm imagining now you as a grandfather now, by the time another Southerner will get a chance, that will be in another 12 years. 12 years plus your age now, you'll be in your 80s.
No, I'm 65.
Yeah, for 12 plus 12.
What will I be?
You'll be like 78 or close to 80.
President Trump is 79.
So you still can be president?
Yes, of course. If I'm healthy, if God give me life and good health. The question is not age. The question is competency. What is in my brain I need to deliver? It's not when or where. It is how ready you are.
You think that the Igbo should support Peter Obi? Maybe the aspiration of an Igbo man.
Let me be honest with you. I'm a member of APC, and I don't want to discuss Peter Obi. I've told you this before in this channel. I don't want to discuss Peter Obi for any reason. Not for anything, because I don't want to discuss him. You can ask me about the leader of my party, I will answer you. Whether the question is right or wrong, I will answer you.
Each time I mention Peter Obi, you become suddenly uncomfortable.
No, because I don't want to discuss him. I've told you before, Sean. Yeah. Any day you want to discuss Peter Obi with me, give us 2 hours. You be in the model, keep him there and keep me here. And we'll be able to sort it out. This is what I've told you.
He wasn't even your generation of governor. He wasn't your class of governor. All of a sudden, does it look because he's now looking like a leader of the Southeast?
No,
politically speaking.
It's not my leader. It's not my... I am the most important politician from that zone. I have won 2 states before of PPA. I have run for president before. My 4.9 million vote is still there. It's 2007. And we achieved a lot with PPA. We had ministers, we had ambassadors, we have all kinds of appointments with President Yaradua. And you cannot be telling me anybody can run for president. But what I want to tell you, I want you to discuss issues that concern...
Because, I mean...